Hi, I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for June 11th, 2024. Yeah. So I didn't do one of these yesterday because, man, we were on the road all day, okay? I drove like 5 hours and I got to, I think it's called Ponca City. It's right there by Osage Nation, like Indian reservation type area. And I stopped in to get gas, and then my car didn't start. It was just dead. And I was like, oh my God, I tripped out. And so I saw a guy right there, a couple old guys that were chit-chatting, probably from the neighborhood. They know each other, because a little town right there. And I said, excuse me, can I get a jump from one of you guys? And so the one guy, he was like, do you have jumper cables? And I was like, I think I do. And I was thinking, dang, I got to unload my whole trunk to get him out. He's like, you know what? I live up the road. I'll go right over there and I'll go bring them and I'll give you a jump. And I was like, oh, thank you, So then while he was gone, I was trying to look up, oh my God, where's AutoZone? Because, maybe I need a new battery already. Because I didn't remember when I got it. I got a new battery a year ago, so it shouldn't have been dead, because I looked it up later. And yeah, somehow I was able to figure out, like, from my Google maps, because it tells you places you've been, and it showed me, and I made a comment, oh, I got a new battery. And I was like, oh, okay, so it was like only a year that I had the battery. So I'm thinking, dang, I was thinking that later, dang, I don't need a new battery right now. And so he jumped me, it was good. And he's like, yeah, just try to make it over there. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try and make it. So I this was at the pump, like the car was at the pump. So I pulled down and I went around and I was about to go out the driveway and it died on me right there. And I was like, oh my God. Like, these are times where I get, like, high anxiety. You know what I mean? Like, I get a little bit panicked. Probably my blood pressure goes up. I start tripping out. Not because, like, okay, something's wrong with the car, I need to get it fixed. But because I can't drive at night. I have a hard time seeing at night. So if something's wrong with the car and then they fix it and then it's real late, I can't drive if it's too dark. And so that's a part I was panicked about. And I was thinking, well, shoot, I'm going to probably have to stay somewhere for tonight. Even though we paid for this place, it doesn't matter. I was just real worried about that part because I just cannot drive at night. I can't. And so basically I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to get a flatbed tow and all these things, for the car. And have to take me to some auto repair. And then I kind of looked up right there, and there was a place right next door. And there were these two guys by their, like, little tow truck or whatever truck that was. And I thought, oh my God, is that a mechanic shop? Because it looked like tires, And so I went closer. I said, are you guys mechanics? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I'm dead right there. Can you save me? That was a blessing. I swear to you, these people, look, I don't think you can see it right. I wanted to show you guys. You probably can't see it right. This is Highway 60 Tire and Service, 64643 US Highway 60, Ponca City, Oklahoma, 74604. In case anybody's going through there or you need something done and you're on, this is a good place. It's family owned and operated. So, the guy from there, he was from California too. We were chatting for a little bit, whatever. But I went over there, or actually no, they came around with that one truck they have, and then the guy lifted the hood. I think his name was Dustin or Dusty or something like that. He was really, really super nice. And he pulled up and he plugged something to his car, and then he put on the clamps for my thing. But when he put the clamps on, he noticed that one of the connectors was loose, you know, and you know what, that can happen just from vibration. I haven't opened the hood for nothing. The only time that probably the hood is open from the last oil change. So anyways, he noticed that right off the bat. He's like, this is the first problem right here. And I was like, oh, you know. He's also, we're gonna charge it, I'll let it charge for a minute, and when we're done, you get inside, I'm gonna shut the hood, I'm gonna get out of your way, and you jam over there. You know, because I was like, oh, please fix it. I said, I don't care, we can do a diagnostic, whatever, please fix my car, you know. And while I was talking to him, I'm like, darn, if I have to stay, what if it takes like you guys have to keep it overnight? And I'm like, I said, do you think your boss would let me just like park the trailer right there and hang out in the trailer for the night, and I can just plug in right there somewhere? And he's all, you can go to my house. He's like, I have a 7-bedroom, you know, house, and I'm there by myself. I'm like, do you have dogs? He's like, no. I'm like, oh. And I was like, that's cool, you know. And I said, maybe the casino. I said I would stay there, but I don't know if they will accept dogs, or like as long as you have a leash. And I was like, oh, you know. So there were some options that I could stay. So I went there, and I ended up going in there, and they did a diagnostic. They checked all my fluids. They did everything, and they replaced the things right there. And I kept telling them, are you sure the diagnostics? Because they said everything is fine with the car. The battery is fully charged. They checked my alternator, because the guy who gave me a jump, he said, you might need to check your alternator, because I never did that before. He said the alternator is full power, like everything. They did a full diagnostic check. And I was like, all right, you know. And so they were so nice, family owned and operated. You know what, it was feeling family-ish over there. It really, really was. And everybody was so freaking nice, I can't even believe it. Even offering me a place to stay overnight. It was incredible. And so yeah, and I was talking to the guy, because he invited me back to the office, and I was chit-chat with him. And because we're from, you know, we're both from California, whatever. He told me his little story, how he moved out there. And I was telling him about my journey here, and I was like, I've been looking for like a little square somewhere to live. I said, you know, I really like Oklahoma. I really do like Oklahoma. Kansas is not bad either. I like places out there. I just had a bad experience, you know. You can't just get mad at the whole place because of one bad experience. But Oklahoma is really, really beautiful. Like, there's a lot of beautiful camp places around, and they're all nice, and the people are super nice. And so I was telling him where I'm going. He's like, oh yeah, you're gonna make it. It's okay. Everything is fine with the car. And I was like, all right, you know. And then I was talking to him. I'm like, this was when we were out in the lobby area, because he invited me to his back office. We were in the lobby area, and I was like, you know, yeah, I just want to find a square somewhere, you know. And he's like, you should move here. You can buy properties over here, and you can get a good deal. I said, but isn't this like Indian kind of, you know, you're not allowed to live here unless you're native or whatever. And he said, no, you can buy property, you just don't have many mineral rights, you know. I figured out what that is. It doesn't bother me, that part. And I was like, oh, you know. And I'm like, but what about the tornadoes, you know? And the lady in the background is like, they don't even come here. And she goes, everywhere you go, there's going to be something. And you know what? She is right. I shouldn't be worried too much about weather stuff like that. That's my main fear. Mother Nature it can be treacherous. You know what I'm saying? I'm always worried about Mother Nature stuff. That's, you know. And so when she said that, it kind of switched something in my brain, I think. Because she's right. Everywhere you go, there's some kind of something going on somewhere. You know, you cannot escape natural things that happen. You just can't. There's no place that's perfect like that. And so that got me thinking, you know, I was supposed to, and you know what? When I left the site, I didn't take the original site it told me to take. I was going to go down towards Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then go that way to get here. I decided to go that way. I just had a feeling, because also they said there's a flood warning, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to mess with that. So I was going that way, and before I hit Tulsa, I went to a Dollar General, and then I was like, I wonder how to get there from here. And so I could avoid Tulsa, because, you know, I don't really like the big cities, you know. And I have a feeling that's a big city type of place. And so, yeah, it showed me which way to go. And we were on the 60 and stopped in for gas. That problem happened. They fixed the whole thing for me. And we were on our way, you know, within like an hour or something. I remember when I left, it was 4:20. You know, I don't smoke weed, but you know, how can I forget that? You know what I mean? And so, that's what time we left. We ended up getting here by around 8 o'clock. It was still light out. It was still light. And it didn't look like the sun wasn't going down, you know, for a couple hours. Well, at least about around 9:30, you know. And I was right. You know, the sun is going down later now. So, when I got back on the 60 because that's the road we had to take. And I drove through a town called Lamont, Oklahoma. I saw something there. I saw something there that was very interesting to me. And I was saying the name of the town as I was driving away, just trying to remember, because I want to remember. And so, I don't know, I might come back that way again to check something out. Something that's very interesting to me. And, you know, the town looks little, you know, it's not big town. It looks kind of like a lot of old people go there or they live there, maybe retiring right there. The population there is very, very low. But hey, it got enough things for me over there. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I wouldn't be there all the time, but there's something there that interests me. A broken down looking something over there. And I am super interested. I tried to look it up today to see, like, oh, can I remember where it is? I found it, took pictures of it, and then maybe I can see somebody and talk to somebody about that. But I was supposed to break down there. I was supposed to talk to those people, and I was supposed to go through Lamont because I seen something there. And so, and another thing is this place, dude, all this stuff they did, they switched out those things. They switched out 3 things. There was those main things that go on, and of course they cleaned it up, you know, the main things that go on. Also some other piece that needed to go on there, they replaced that. Also, they checked all my fluids, my tires, my everything. They did the full diagnostic. Dude, it was so cheap. It was so cheap. I had enough cash to pay it in my and I don't like to carry cash, you know, but I had enough cash even to pay in cash, but I didn't pay in cash because I wanted to save it. I might need it just in case, you know, later. I used my card, but these people were so cheap. They're so nice. And even when I was sitting there waiting, I heard the guy, they got a phone call from someone they needed to tow or something, and they're like, oh, just charge them this, don't charge them for this, you know, just waive that fee. Like, they were waiving fees for people all over the place. I was like, whoa. I even told him, I was like, wow, you're a nice guy. He's like, you know, we're not trying to hurt anybody around here, we're trying to be fair. And yeah, that place is a good place. So then we made it here, and then I met some couple that's next door. This place is not dog friendly, okay? It's not dog friendly, and in the night, there's a bunch of critters around. They're gonna eat everything you leave out there. You gotta really hang your trash and all that stuff. They're really strict too, because we're by a beach. You can't take the dogs on the beach. I've already filled up my black thing, but I haven't got in the water, you know. I have the little baby pool, which I was trying to give to the people next door, and they used it, and then they brought it back. They're like, yeah, we can't take it. And I was like, it's okay. And so I'm using that to cover, because it's like a perfect cap for the my black tub right there. And I filled it up because it's not water at every side. You gotta lug your own water. There's spigots, you know. So I filled up the water. I filled up my normal water, and I covered it with that. And it's just not hot right. It's hot right now because, you know, what if the water's freezing? The water felt freezing cold, so, you know, I wanted to warm up a little bit. So maybe I might go in there later, but otherwise it's covered. It's safe. No bugs or anything can go in there. Plus, I have my water. You know, they use it for like hot tubs and stuff. I will put a little bit of that in there to make sure it keeps the water clean and fresh. Brian barking at everything. It's because there's a lot of critters around here. Yeah, and at night you can hear the you know, the coyotes over there. I can't let them out. Chica will go nuts on them, you know, and I don't know, they got rabies, whatever. I don't want any dog fights. I don't want any problems like that. But the people next door already left. There's another group. Somebody just drove by, I think. There's another group that's down right there, but that's it, and it's only us. We've already taken 2 walks around here. They're little walks, they're not big ones. But like after yesterday, I just want to relax today. I just want to relax. And, you know, I've just been chilling right here, filling in my water, organize my stuff, whatever, you know, just to be lazy stuff. And probably going to take them for another walk around again. The camp host is real nice, but you cannot take the dogs on the beach. And I already see the sign right there. I don't want to mess with that because I don't even want anybody to approach me to say, hey, you're not supposed. So I just avoid that altogether. You know, if it says don't do it, I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to break the rules or be weird or like that or anything. But the neighbors did tell me that there's a lot of places around here to that are more dog friendly. So, and then there's a little town there too. So we might go tomorrow and check out the town. I was thinking to go today, but just let the car breathe a little bit. We drove like all together it was like 8 hours, dude. It was a long trip, you know. But we made it. I also went to a Walmart an hour before we came here and got, you know, just a few things. I wanted to get more ice for sure because I know it's going to be super hot. And so I got a lot of ice because I know when it's hot, I like to drink a lot of cool drink, you know, whatever. And the new ice chest I got is good. And I was able to throw the old one away at the last spot, you know. But I was also going online and trying to look for the next recreation.gov place. And like, yeah, there's not... It's almost, where did it go? You know what I mean? I was thinking, oh shit, where we're gonna go next? Even though I have done the free spots, you know, I have done a lot of the free spots, but I just, you know, I don't know, you know, I can still do that again. I guess I'll have to buy another water jug thing and have it filled up so I can have a lot of water because I need to have water. The dogs need water. I need water. You know, that's important. Ice. So, but I did find our next spot that I'm going to, and it's a paid place, and I even called them. It's not in this state, though. We're already going to exit the state, but it's like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours away, but of course it's going to take us 4 or 5 hours, because I don't push the car. That's why we're on the road so long. I don't like it to get above 4 RPMs for sure. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you know, we're going to go there next and stay there maybe until Monday. I called the lady and I told her when we're leaving, and she's like, oh, you should find a spot with electricity. They do take the access pass, and it's pay. You got to pay in the envelope. But she's like, well, sometimes we have inclement weather. Da, da, da. I have been through inclement weather when I was in Kansas and all these places. And, I mean, yeah, all I can do is just pray and hope everything's going to be okay. If we need to leave in a rush and I got to leave the camper here because of some craziness going, it's going to stay here. I can come back later as long as I can get me and the dogs to safety wherever. I don't think that she said she's not going to bet on the bathrooms there as being tornado proof, even though a lot of places you go, they are, but she's like, you know, nothing is tornado proof. And she must be right. She knows better than me. She's from here, you know, Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, right now this place is called, oh, I gotta end it. This place is, by Canton Lake, and it's called, shoot, I forgot the name, but we're at a Canton Lake, camp area. There's several here. But this whole lake, they have a whole bunch of camping spots. And maybe after this, I will make a little video. But, yeah, that's basically all I have. That's what's been happening. I didn't do a video journal diary yesterday. I just kind of tell you guys what's been happening today. Nothing really going on here. Just hanging out and relaxing. Because it's supposed to get really warm. So, but that's all I have. I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe. June 11th, 2024, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.